The most important health skill I think us moms need today. Have you ever felt like every health expert is telling you something different? One person says carbs are the problem. Another says seed oils are going to kill you. Someone else says it's hormones. Hormones are what's wrecking everything. I mean, they do. We need hormones to function. But other people are telling you to fear cortisol and they're freaking out over cortisol. Another person says you need to heal your gut. Another says you need to eat more. Another says you need to eat less. It's confusing, right? Another says you need to fast. One says intermittent fasting is harmful to your body. Oh my word. Before long, you're in that state of whirl and swirl and you're wondering, what am I supposed to do? And then we feel so confused that we don't take the action at all. If you ever felt overwhelmed by health information, you are not alone. I have been there too. And today I want to talk about what I believe is one of the most important skills a mom can have, especially in today's world. And I think it's a skill that we should all really seek to develop.
Hey there, I'm Celia, women's health and pre- and postnatal specialist, nutrition coach, trainer, and mom of 4. I help women feel strong and confident in every season because a strong you is an enabled you. You matter and you are worth being well. Let's dive into today's topic.
I don't think the biggest problem that is facing us moms today is a lack of information. I think it's honestly a lack of discernment. In fact, I would argue that the most important health skills in 2026 isn't learning more information. It's learning how to filter that information because we have access to it everywhere, right? I don't know about you, but I feel like never in human history have we had access to more health information. Think about it. Think about how different things are today compared to years ago. Today we have podcasts, we have ChatGPT, we have Google, we have YouTube, we have Instagram, we have any resource you can think of online, Facebook groups, health blogs, thousands of influencers talking about their own health and whatever else they're talking about every single day. It's everywhere, right? The noise is loud. And at first glance, this sounds like it's a really good thing. More information should lead to better decisions, right? Then why are we feeling all the more stuck and confused? And why is it absolute chaos? Because that is not necessarily true. Information is only valuable if it's accurate, relevant, and applicable to you. And that's where many, many moms get stuck. The problem isn't finding more information. The problem is determining which information deserves your attention. One of the biggest mistakes I see moms make is assuming that because someone sounds confident in what they're talking about, they're automatically correct. Or because their favorite influencer is doing something, it's right. Confidence is not evidence. Popularity is not evidence. A large following is not evidence. A transformation photo is not evidence. And a viral video is definitely not evidence. The internet rewards attention, but science rewards accuracy. Those are not always the same thing. And this is why learning to evaluate information is so important. Knowing cause versus correlation. Your health is far too important to hand over to whoever can speak the loudest into your little screen. So one of the first questions I encourage us moms to start asking is, who is saying this? That doesn't mean someone needs a dozen letters after their name to have something valuable to share or the perfect qualifications, but qualifications do matter. Education matters. Training matters. Experience matters. A person's background helps us understand how they arrived to their conclusions. I can tell you the more I learn, the more I say it depends because context matters. For example, if someone is discussing exercise, nutrition, women's health, pregnancy, postpartum, recovery, hormones, or behavior change, whatever it is, I want to know, what education do they have? What populations have they worked with? What evidence are they using? How are they supporting these claims? Because I often see random women getting other random women on podcasts and making all these health claims that just science doesn't back up. Those questions matters because expertise matters. The second question I encourage us moms to ask is, what evidence supports this claim? Okay, notice I didn't say, can someone provide a study, because one study rarely alone settles anything. Science works through accumulation of evidence over time in human randomized control trials and so many other things. Okay, and that's also why human randomized control trials are so important. Now, I'm not a scientist myself. I do not pretend to be either, but I can tell you that what I have learned and continue to learn is application and proper evidence, dosage, etc. all matters. I believe firmly in solid scientific evidence-based education, and that is what I seek to always try to provide for you here. That is what my desire is. I am certified in nutrition. I am a trainer. I'm a specialist, okay? And I chose precision nutrition specifically because of their solid scientific principles and standards. When researchers repeatedly observe similar findings across multiple studies, populations, settings, things, our confidence increases and we can have a better clarity with discernment on whatever topic we are addressing in our wellness, especially if it's been on humans and not just animals. Good science is rarely built on one exciting headline. Good science is built on repeated patterns. Unfortunately, social media doesn't always take this as into consideration and often takes one study, one quote, one podcast, one clip, one person's experience, one popular person projecting something, and it presents it as absolute truth. That's not how science works. Science is rarely black and white. Science is often nuanced, and moms deserve that, okay? So take that into consideration as well. Now, the third question I encourage moms to ask is, does this apply to me? Okay? This might be the most important question in all, because even accurate information, even proper science-backed information is not always appropriate information for you. I can't say this enough. This is a topic I have all the time working one-on-one with people. Let's say a particular nutrition strategy works extremely well for one person. That doesn't mean it's automatically going to be right for you. A breastfeeding mom, a postpartum mom, a woman navigating an autoimmune disease. I feel you. A mom sleeping 4 hours a night versus a mom sleeping 8 hours a night. A woman recovering from years of disordered eating. A woman with a completely different goal and circumstance, etc. They're all going to respond differently. They all need different protocols. Context matters. Individualization matters. Your season matters. One of the biggest lessons that we can continue to learn from nutrition and exercise research is that people respond differently. Two women can follow the same plan and get different results. Not because one person is broken, but because human beings are complex. And complexity requires discernment, okay? This is so important, especially for us moms. The fourth question that I would encourage us moms to ask is, what is this person trying to sell me? Now, hold up. Before you misunderstand me, selling is something that is not inherently bad. I sell services. I sell my app, my programs, my workouts. I am affiliated with First Form. I sell supplements. Many professionals sell services. That's okay. Business exists because they provide value. They serve in a specific area, and that is wonderful. That value is well earned and deserved, but it is important to recognize the incentives behind the sales. If someone is recommending a product, a supplement, a course, a protocol, a program, a specific approach, etc., it is worth asking, would they recommend this if there was no financial incentive attached to it? Do they truly believe in it? Do they even have the credentials to truly believe in that? What are they believing in it educationally, or are they promoting it just because the company is paying them? Okay, so that you also need to consider. Again, being paid is not the problem. I get paid too. It doesn't automatically mean that we are wrong, but it does mean that we should think critically. Critical thinking is one of the most powerful health tools you can develop. And that's my reminder for you today. I do think it's perfectly okay to be paid for your honest work, honest intentions, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with affiliation links and income from them if you truly believe in them and have knowledge about them. So this is me not bashing that. I literally do that myself. I love First Form educationally, morally, ethically. I 110% also believe in my app because of the value, the education, the passion, the intent I put into every single program and movement. I want to serve you guys. And I know that. And I know there's other people out there too that are in that same wonderful heart set. I just see so many influencers promoting things without the education, belief, and they're only promoting it because they're getting paid to. And people very much buy popularity. And people will often say, oh, I bought this, whether it's a supplement or a program, because such and such promotes it. And it's like, or we have these influencers selling these Pilates programs, nothing against Pilates in its proper place, but they're selling it as if this is how they got jacked. You got to see it why and what they are promoting, and then do they actually have the knowledge behind it? People who are on social media don't understand the time, the commitment, and the hard work it is to show up on here every day, to run your business on here every day. And I think that absolutely deserves to be compensated for that. I am not bashing anyone who does that. However, I am just saying, giving us all the reminder to think critically in areas of our health, to see why and what they are promoting, and if they hold accuracy and authority and experience or education in a way that can make sure they're promoting that ethically and in a way that's going to benefit you and with the proper education context behind that, okay? Not every product is right for you, okay? So just think critically and look at the context in who is promoting what they are promoting, okay? Discernment is so important. Thinking critically for us moms, and especially in 2026, is so important. Another mistake that I see moms make is chasing certainty. We want definite answers. We want guarantees, but the problem with that is health rarely works that way. And I can tell you this as someone who's worked one-on-one with a lot of women, okay? The reality is that many health decisions involve probabilities rather than certainties, and that can be frustrating, but it's also honest. And the best professionals don't pretend to know everything about everything all the time. The best professionals evaluate evidence, consider context, monitor your outcomes, adjust when necessary. That is how real health coaching works. Making informed decisions as you go along your journey with what is best for you as a unique individual. And honestly, I think moms are uniquely capable of developing this skill more than anyone because motherhood teaches us discernment every single day. As moms, we are constantly filtering information. People tell us how to feed our kids, how to educate our kids, how to discipline our kids, how to sleep train our kids. Oh my word, don't get on the V word, okay? How to parent our kids. And eventually we learn something important. Again, motherhood continues to build these wonderful skills inside of us. It's gifting us every single day. Not every opinion deserves equal weight. We know that with motherhood. Well, the same principle applies to our health. Not every opinion deserves equal weight. Not every podcast deserves equal authority. Not every social media post deserves equal credibility. Not every health trend deserves our attention or fad diet or whatever it is that's currently being populative. The goal is not consumption of more information. The goal is becoming better at evaluating all of that information. That's what discernment truly is. Discernment is the ability to separate the noise from necessity for us, evidence from opinions, wisdom from information. And in a world where information is becoming increasingly abundant, discernment becomes increasingly more valuable. So, if you have been like me in the past where you feel overwhelmed by health information right now, I want you to leave this video with this reminder. You don't need to know everything. You do not need to follow every single trend or do what all the other mamas are doing because it's popular right now. You don't need to listen to every single person out there. You do not need to chase every new health strategy that appears on your social media feed. Instead, slow down. Ask good questions. Think critically. Evaluate the source of where that information is coming from. Consider the evidence, consider your individual circumstances, and remember that your health journey is not about collecting information. It's about applying the right information at the right time for the right season for you as a unique individual. Because in a world that is overflowing with information, discernment becomes a superpower for us moms. And the cool thing, us moms are already learning that superpower from motherhood every single day. So now we just need to apply it to our health. Now we just need to take that skill and apply it to our wellness journey. It may be one of the most valuable health skills that you ever develop and one that you probably didn't think of. And to think that we learned it from the season of motherhood, from becoming moms. Pretty cool, huh? I think so. Motherhood is building us more and more every single day. And I think this is just another good, cool example of that. It makes me smile. So I know sometimes motherhood is tiresome and we're in the grind of it, but look up and see what it is building inside of you. Remember, from one mama to another, you matter. You are worth being well. Prioritize you, because when you are the best you, you get to give the best you to all of those around you and in all that you do. Wellness is a tool of enablement to your life. Pursue it mentally, spiritually, physically, nutritionally. Health comes from the inside out, and you are worth that, okay? So just giving you that reminder once again, that is why I have this page. You matter too. And not only do you matter because you get to give the best you when you are the healthiest you in all that you do, you matter because you simply matter too. You, as yourself, for yourself too, are worth being well. So if you need that reminder from one moment to another, there's that for you today as well. Remember, health comes from the inside out. All right, let's cultivate that discernment skill. Let's be critical thinkers as mama and go maximizing all of the gift that we do have of information, but being intentional with how we steward that information in our wellness journeys and for the health of our families as well.
If this video was helpful, I would love it if you liked, subscribed, and turned on that notification bell. And if you want deeper support, workouts, and education, you can find everything linked in the caption below or the link to the app in my bio. Thank you for being here, and remember, you matter and you are worth being well, mind, body, and soul.